Welcome to News at Danville Area Community College. I'm your host, Laura Williams, and in the studio are my favorite mother-daughter duo of is one of those two. These are my favorites, Dawn and Ana Nasser. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
Now, you both are full-time employees here at the college, but you're really not here to talk about your job. You're here to talk
correct.
about the extra things that you do. But tell us a little bit about your real job. Anna, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm the director of the Child Development Center at the college. I have been here, I'm going in my 28th year. We have a program for children that belongs to our college students, faculty, staff, and community. And we have an amazing program going on in there.
And you have an amazing facility.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, yes. So
I just love the little bathrooms. I think they're adorable.
we don't use the little bathrooms, so it's big bathrooms there too. So yes.
That would take a little bit of training, wouldn't it?
I know.
Yeah.
So Dawn, tell us about yourself.
Well, I guess if she's been here 28 years, I'm also going on my 28th year as being part of the DACC family.
That's right.
In one way or another.
That's right.
But my position now is coordinator of campus and community resources, academic advisor, also the primary designated officer for international students. So I do quite a few things. I have been here, I guess, officially as a full-time employee. It has been about 6 years.
A long time. Time
Yes.
flies when you're having fun. It
It
didn't really
does.
seem like 6 years.
Yes.
So Amy used to always tell me that she was going to get us for child labor laws because she would always, Amy and Dawn are, my daughter and your daughter are the same
Yes.
age, so they've always been involved with the college and they've always came and as Dawn was saying, whatever we were doing, they were doing.
Yes.
So you've been involved with events, like you said, practically the whole time your
Yeah.
mom's been here.
Yeah, every time I will volunteer or my husband will volunteer, we will bring our children with us. And I mean, they love the college. She grew up around
Most
Yes.
there,
definitely.
though. So
Yeah.
most of the programs and changes and everything. So yes.
And it shows. I'm so proud of you. I am. You've done such a great job, Dawn. So,
Thank
you know,
you.
congratulations on your new position because this is a different position than last time that you were here,
It is.
although you still are involved
think-
heavily with that.
Yeah, I may have been one more time. I may have been here
Were-
one
were
time
you here
since
with
the
the
new
new job?
position, yes.
Okay.
But it has been fun. We've had a very busy semester so far, trying to help students find resources. So, yep,
Busy,
it's
busy.
definitely worth it.
Okay, so you are here today to talk about the Hispanic Latino Fair. And going back to the first one, you always kind of laugh when you think about the first one. So just talk about what this is.
One of the things before is the Hispanic Latino Fair is kind of connected to diversity, our diversity team, so we get help from there too. Yes, Alvelo, who's not here today, and I sit down. We were trying to figure out a way, and Dr. Jacob was very supportive of this program. We didn't know what we were doing. We just had this idea in our heads. I mean, like, we're going to have a Saturday, and we're going to have this schedule. We're going to have a speaker, you know, pretty much like workshops that we'll go to and do things. And so we have our own idea of what we were doing. Well, when we got there, we have some agencies available there because we were trying to figure out a way to inform our community, our Hispanic, everybody, what is available for them because they didn't know that. Before we even decide to have the fair, we would sit down with a lot of people from the community, different groups from the community, different agencies. And we ended up finding out in these meetings without that many of them, they didn't know what the other were doing. So, well, yeah, we have this program for Hispanic. Well, we didn't know that. So it was very educational just to put it together. So with that information, we decided we need to have somewhere where it will be like one-stop shop, where people can come in and get all this information. But our idea was, the idea that we had was completely different, though. So we ended up having this schedule. It was actually, we have a schedule. You know, we have lunch too, but started at 9, it was going to go until like 4 o'clock with 1 hour for each agency or from each person to do something. Well, it didn't work. First thing, we forgot about it, that it was soccer season. So most Hispanic love soccer, not all of them, but the majority. So families were at the soccer field. Then we have quinceañeras going on Saturdays. So we completely messed that up. So I think maybe we have 2 or 3 families that they came, maybe around 3 o'clock when we were closing. So we got together and Al and I, we had to figure out this. So we asked help from the community. And we ended up doing it Saturdays from 3 until 5. So it was enough room for people to come. We're very family oriented. So
3 to 6
3
is how
to
you've
6,
done it.
yeah,
for the
3 to
past,
6,
yeah.
3 to 6. You say already.
That's why,
shutting it off.
that's why you keep her around.
Yeah, to remind me, 3 to 6, and it has worked.
Yeah.
And this year is going to be our 10th year, and during the last 6 years now, because it was just Al and I working all of this. Now we have a group with us. We have more people. One is Dawn, the other is Isela Rangel, and Susana Aguirre. I always want to say Aguirre, but it's Aguirre. So and we are a team that we put this together.
So the Hispanic Latino Fair, it's going to be October the 15th. So what
Yes.
types
Yes.
of things can they expect?
I do want to point out, though, we mentioned typically we've done it 3 to 6. This year we're going to change it up a little and try 2 to 5. So
2
it's
to
still going to be a
5.
3-hour event,
Yes.
but
Okay.
October 15th, 2 to
Mhm.
5. I think, especially with this being Al's last year, you know,
Yes.
Al Bello officially put in his retirement, so this will be his last fair. You know, he has always had this idea of the 10th one being kind of more of a fun carnival type of an event. So we've switched it up. We're going to do it in the gym instead of the Bremer Conference Center. And we're going to try and just have more interactive activities, have a section blocked off for children's activities. We've talked to some of the science instructors about having, you know, different little, you know, quick and easy science projects, or having the animals out, you know, just kind of different things like that. But the focus of the fair has always been, you know, to promote DACC, promote education. We have District 118, you know, a lot of the county schools will help us as well. And resources, you know, just getting
Yes.
information about what is out there in the county. So
And
it'll be a
that's
lot of fun.
well, and like you said, it's a one-stop shop basically
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
you try to get all the resources that are available in one place at one time, and you usually have some people with knowledge of citizenship or
Yes.
those types of things here,
Yes.
along with education. And you know, we'd like to tell people all the time, education's what opens the doors, and education, DACC is open for all students,
Yes.
and you know, more inclusive, more types of diverse events all the time, and, which is a focus of your team.
Yes.
Absolutely, and we have families. I mean, you will see there the grandchildren, the children, the grandparents, and that's my family.
I know.
You see,
We're like a clown car. You've got
Yeah.
the parents, the daughter, the
yeah,
grandson, the
grandson,
great-grandma.
yes, they all, and probably they're all going to be here because everybody volunteer or they come to get programs. One of the programs that it really surprised me years ago, and you know, we didn't think about when we were putting this together with Al. It was the Chris Senior Services, and talking with so many families that didn't realize that it could have been help for their grandmother or their great-grandmother, or there was a program that can help them. So simple things like that sometimes we take for granted, but if it's, you are not used to the community or informed about what's going on in the community, that's difficult. to get
Right, and
to.
because we think everyone knows, and
Yes.
you know, it's hard to step back and say, you know, what don't we know that everyone needs to share in that. So just thinking of resources, it's an excellent opportunity.
Absolutely. And you mentioned, you know, immigration attorneys we usually have
Yes.
every year. Voter registration, unfortunately, cannot make it this year, but they said they would send us forms to lay out. So, you know, of course, that with the elections coming up this year, we wanted to kind of promote that as well.
Sure.
So that people can have a voice. The library is always very helpful. They have
That was
tables
big.
of books. They will do different activities with students. I mean, there are so many agencies that, I mean, the hospital, Presence, I was going to say Provena, Presence.
I know. I think I even wrote here Provena to
yeah, you
presence. You
Boys
know,
and Girls Club Y.
Child care resource, we have
Childcare
programs that they
resource
come from
services,
Champaign, like
absolutely.
child care resource services is here usually, and they give you information about how to help you with child care or what the step that you need to do. We have the YMCA that they come in and they do activities, and they have things available for everybody, for the children, for the adults, and it's very informative. And then we have a community action that they bring their Head Start program, they bring people and they talk about all the other service also that they can provide for our community. So every year I think we learn something. It seems like, and we have probably, last year we have probably around 34, 35 agencies.
The past couple of years
That's
it's been
huge.
between 30 and 35, but you know, I know unfortunately with the state budget, some agencies don't have the money to send people on weekends, so you know, we're still working with our numbers a little bit, but it's going to be a great event.
Yes,
Certainly.
and I'm expecting Al Bello to dance this time. He wanted to be a part
Okay,
of
so obviously you're saying Al Bello has to dance. So everyone who
absolutely.
sees him, ask him about this and make sure you remind him that he needs to do that. So again, this is going to be October the 15th from 2 to 5 at the Mary Miller Gymnasium, totally free.
Yes.
I don't think we said that.
And in the past we have had food. We've had La Potosina come, but because of the budget, you know, and just trying to save some money, what we're going to do is have a couple of our clubs that are on campus are going to make food and sell it. So it's going to be a fundraiser for that group, and then also a way for people to still eat while they're there.
Sure, sounds like a good idea.
We have door prizes.
I
I was just going to say, you guys always have door prizes. Have you started working on the door prizes?
Yes, yes.
All the agencies donate something for that, and it's very good. Yeah, they're very good prizes.
So who's the person that needs to come to this?
Everybody.
Oh, yeah,
And,
we
you
are
know,
open
it's
to
Hispanic
everybody.
Latino Fair, but everybody is welcome.
Yes.
You know, anyone that needs information about community resources can
Yeah,
come.
usually it's open to everybody, and that's what is the wonderful part of all of this also. Yes.
And Don, it's a good opportunity for you too, because obviously that's basically that is your job title.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
so it's a good opportunity for you to learn or relearn, get information, updated information, because sometimes things change, and again, with budget cuts, hard telling what's
Right.
going on, but just for you to have those resources available to help people. It'll be a good day for you to be there to collect.
Yes.
You'll have to give her 5 or 10 minutes off so she can visit all the
Do you know, we are
It's
so
usually,
busy.
so busy.
Yes, you know, and we try to talk to every family, so we make it very comfortable for everybody.
Okay, so we want to make sure that everyone understands that they're invited out. It's totally free. Again, it's October the 15th from 2 to 5, and
In the Mary
families
Miller
are
Gym.
totally welcome.
Absolutely.
Because
Bring
you'll have
everybody.
children,
As many people
adults.
as you can pile in your car.
And you guys have practice at it.
Yes, we do.
Let me do it in Spanish.
Yes.
Es el 15 de octubre de las 2 a las 5 de la tarde en el gimnasio de Mary Miller a Denville Area Community College. Y es todo gratis.
And explain a little bit what it's about.
Oh, es información de la comunidad. Para ustedes es todo gratis. Van a hacer servicios médicos, servicios de abogado, servicios de educación.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. We've been speaking with Don and Ana Nasser, and we'll be back in just a moment with the second part of the show, which is going to be on our criminal justice program with Rickey Williams.
You know, education kind of becomes the key. The more you know, the more they're going to pay you. Right now, because we are so in need of skilled employees, companies are willing to invest in employees that will get training. If they have the interest and can be trained, this is the beginning. The aha moment, it's the reason I come here every day. I want them to understand when they leave my class that there's a lot going on in the world of manufacturing.
With electronics, you can help people by like going and figuring out what their problem is. You're like the superhero. You get to come in and fix it.
I try to inspire them by challenging them.
The teaching style is more like a workplace.
They will work with you on an individual basis. They'll really try to understand what you need help with.
After I graduate here, I feel like I'll be very prepared for the electronics field.
I love working on these machines. The excitement is crazy.
Well, I like fixing things and knowing how to do things. Do you want to work with your hands? Do you want to create something? Then this is the place to come to. You want to take the manufacturing engineering classes.
Our programs include a lot of the latest technology. There's really an opportunity to go right into the workforce. There's no limit to what they can do.
Welcome back to News at Danville Area Community College. We've changed seats, and as you can see, we have a different person here. This is Rickey Williams. Rickey is my husband, but he's also a professor in the criminal justice program here at the college. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you.
Glad you can be here. So criminal justice is always an interesting field, and especially it's more and more and more on the news. It seems like every day it just kind of builds. So I think there are a lot of questions and a lot of interest. So let's just talk about the criminal justice program, and then we'll kind of build into some of those.
Well, I mean, our program is a 2-year program, so they can come out with their associates or they can go transfer. We have a 2+2 program, which the students can transfer to a university or college of their choosing. We have some contractual things that are in place with other colleges, and I think we provide a pretty good outlook of what's going on. Usually most students come back and say, that it was very helpful.
Okay, so what would be the qualifications for a student? Is any student can sign up, or are there certain qualifications?
Well, I mean, it's basically done on a background check. I mean, there's certain things that, felonies and certain felonies and stuff that would exclude a person from entering our field. So, psychological. So we do the regular testing when they go into their law enforcement, psychological tests, physical tests, and then of course their academic ability. Those things are part of it, but also their criminal history.
And so to be a student, they have to complete those things, and that's how they become a student.
Yes, they would come in, and that would go through their counselor. So.
See, I didn't know that. I learned something new. I didn't know the psychological. Well, how did you get into the field?
I don't know, after being married to you for so many years, so I'm wondering myself. But anyway.
Okay, well, I better quick change that
Yes.
before we go south quick. So what type, for the criminal justice, you said it's a 2-year, what types of things do the students study?
We do investigative process. We do traffic. They learn about traffic patrol, which is the biggest department in any police force. They learn about evidence and how that evidence is utilized. They learn the historical perspective, where we came from, England, Great Britain, basically, and then into what we're doing today. And we're still a lot of the aspects that were presented way back when we first were established as a country are still being utilized today.
Okay, so maybe we should back up and give a little bit about your professional, well, all of us professional, but your work experience in the criminal justice system, and then we'll kind of bring that into.
I just like to give usually when I tell my students, as we give our introductory and we get to know each other, I kind of give a little quick background, and my quick background is that I worked in IDOC for 22 years, and that I worked as an officer, sergeant, a lieutenant, a captain, and a warden. I enjoyed the criminal justice field, still do, and it's a profession that's honorable, and they bring the honor. The profession itself is just like any other profession, but each individual brings the honor to that profession, and I make sure that they understand that.
Or dishonor.
I don't look at dishonor too much. Hopefully we get rid of those people who bring the dishonor, so it's always honorable profession.
Very good. And of course, IDOC is the Illinois Department of Corrections, so we're talking about the prison system.
Right. I'm in the last part of it. When we think about the criminal justice system, it's actually bigger than just the police, courts, and corrections. But I was in the last part of it, the corrections part, where the punitive part of it, and the largest aspect of the criminal justice system.
Okay. So when students come in, what type of opportunities do they have, and what types of professions?
Well, most of them come in, we have a lot of them because we have so many, police shows and crime shows on. So, they're thinking of, they want to be a detective. They have to understand that they have to be a policeman first, patrol, those kind of things, They want to be a captain. Well, you've got to walk through the ranks. And so we go through them walking through the ranks, what happens. Again, our main sources are the 3 areas in criminal justice, but then we talk about Interpol, we talk about, you know, the DEA and the FBI and those things which are part of the same system.
And so basically it's kind of like military ranking in,
Yes.
in a lot of corrections.
Our hierarchy is military. We're paramilitary, yes, in all aspects.
Okay. And so you were talking about Interpol and some of those, and I was just thinking about, reminded, because a lot of times when we go out, we see a lot of your students or past students, and they'll start talking about the jobs that they have,
Yeah.
and some of them have went on to FBI and some of these different things. So talk about some of your graduates and some, like, you know, not their names specifically, but some of the types of opportunities they've had.
I think that would be a whole new show. You know, a lot of times, first of all, let's start with the VETS program, which is, we call it College Express. And students who are looking at going into the military, if they come on and do those 12 hours with us, 2 years with us, their junior and senior year, that gives them an increase. I think the most I've heard so far was about $382 a month. But that's going in, so that's substantial increase in their salaries. When you start talking about our normal college students, you know, you're talking about coming out and entering a field that they're, you know, making 50,000 plus in their field. And like I said, they have the honor and respect of their community, and they bring that. So when you start talking about the criminal justice field, we talk about basically the starting positions, which are those three areas. You know, we also talk with our attorneys. You know, we have people who want to be attorneys and that, and you know, it gives them an idea if they want to do the civil aspect of it or the criminal aspect of it.
So lots of things, when you think about it, lots of things going to criminal justice.
Yeah, it's not just, you know, it used to be, you know, we just looked on the three areas, but now it's developed and it's involved in so much. When we get into the forensic aspect, you know, and profiling, it starts talking about a whole new different situation.
And of course, a lot of the TV shows bring that or kind of glorify that, and people want to do that.
Correct.
So going back to the College Express, because that's a good point to bring up. So the College Express for VED students, you know, for those people that don't have students in high school yet, kind of explain how that works.
Well, I think, first of all, if the students, especially in Vermilion County, don't take advantage of this, you know, and their parents maybe don't know about it, they need to start asking some questions. You know, that is given to them at no cost to them. So they're earning college credits at no cost to them.
So while they're taking and for the high school portion, they're also earning college credit.
Correct. They own two things. They own they own college credit and they earn high school credit. So they get both of those. And so, you know, to have an opportunity to do that and to enter into a field of study and a career field where you've got to jump on everybody. So when you turn 21, basically, you're going to be ready to go into the field. A lot of times, you know, age will keep them back, you know, but they'll have the credentials also behind them.
Okay, so good opportunities. So parents, if you don't know about College Express, you need to start asking questions because these are for juniors and seniors in the county schools. And again, this is a free program where they're earning their high school credit, their college credit, and they're really understanding criminal justice isn't the only field. There are a lot of different fields, but again, we'll save that for another show. So we have the students coming in and they're ready to go on. So I can think of some of the students that have called you. So the FBI is a reality?
Yes, you know, I get calls all the time when students are even in military, so through them to get background checks, see what their character's like and that kind of stuff. And I tell my students, you know, they're presenting themselves every day, whether you believe it or not. You may not see me or one of these administrators or maybe a future employer that may be watching you, or you may be talking with someone in the way that you're talking with that person. They're evaluating you when you come to that table and say, "Oh, I know that. I saw that lady. Her and I had a conversation," and it can either be positive or negative in your favor. So they have to remember that they're presenting themselves every time they step forward, and that's the same way they'll be doing when they step out into this career field.
So what about internships? Do the College Express students do internships, or are those for the regular college side of the house?
No, those are for the college side. They have to have a total of a year of education in at DACC before that happens. And then, you know, when they go in there, we call it an internship, but it's SOE, Standard Operating Environment, where they go out and actually ride with policemen, work inside the prisons or the jail, you know, or at probation. You you know, some different areas. I don't want to go into all of them, but some different areas that they would be involved in, and that's what they're looking for, and that gives them, the student, an opportunity to say, yes, this is for me, or no, I need to look in a different different field, and that's what we want. Because if you know that you're not suited for this field, then you shouldn't be in it.
So what type of personality? We've got 1 minute left. So if you had to name a few characteristics of what makes a good criminal justice person, what would be a few of the top characteristics?
Well, the first thing we would talk about, I only got a minute, so I'm going to talk about it, is being unsullied, meaning not having your character impeded upon in any way, not by you or someone else. So we look at those people who are like that, who are going to bring that, where if a situation came, you wouldn't be able to be
compromised?
Compromised. Thank you.
Okay.
I was looking for the word.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We've been speaking to Rickey Williams. He's a criminal justice professor here at the college. How many years have you been here?
I've been here full-time now. It's 9 years, and part-time it's almost 13.
So a pretty long time and a number of years in the criminal justice. So he's a lead instructor here at the college. We have other professors that help with that program. So if you would like to learn more about the criminal justice program, you can give us a call. Also, remember our Hispanic Latino Fair is going to be October the 15th from 2 to 5. And as always, you can learn more about Danville Area Community College by visiting our website at www.dacc.edu, or you can give us a call at 443-DACC, which is 443-3222. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you have a great time, a great week until the next time. Thank you.